Good morning. Cheers. Welcome, everybody. It's a little bit cold this morning on the Costa del Sol. Beautiful, though. And they're natural clouds. Thank goodness. In and amongst the crappy clouds, there's something very special happened this morning. And yeah, it'd be nice to share. It's been a while. It's been absolutely a bloody while since I've shared something really positive. But when something positive happens, I think it's important to share just as much as the negative. So I'm not one for trying to force positive. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. Forced positives are those that pretend to be happy and joyful and talk about all the wonderful things on the internet, and then when the camera switches off, they're miserable as sin, and you can feel the forced energy. It's not true. It's bullshit. Don't do that. It's just as bad. It's like pretending to somebody that you're happy and everything's okay when you're not. It's false. That's my take on it. Some people's take on it. Well, try to work through it and be happy. Pretend you're happy, and then you'll become happy. Can't do that. I can't do that. I've got to be myself. So this morning, no idea why. Yesterday was a shitty day with the chemtrails, so no reason why I felt like this morning. But I got up just before the sunrise, or the sun had just risen. And I went to the toilet for a pee-pee, and I opened the window. And I looked out of the window and I saw the most beautiful pink sky that you would ever see. And I was just looking at the sky, having a pee. And it was such a serene, calm energy that came over me. And I thought, oh, something feels really strange. And strange doesn't mean negative, but something feels different. I don't feel the same mark as I did yesterday. And I just sat on the toilet. You wanted to hear I sat on a beach right on top of the mountain. No, it was on a toilet, sorry. So my window's right next to the toilet. So I'm looking out at my garden. And in my garden there's trees and the grass. You can see the grass. It's lovely. It's just lovely. So I'm sat there just looking at this beautiful pink energy. And for the first time in a long time, I felt a presence which I can't really explain the presence, but you know, when you talk about oneness, I felt connected to Mother Earth, but I also connected to something which I forgot about. It's been a long time since I connected to this energy, and I just went into stillness and just allowed this energy to manifest. And I'm sat there, and all of a sudden I heard, close your eyes for this bit, close your eyes. Okay, I heard this. So you can open your eyes now. That was a goldfinch. A goldfinch is significant to me because my dad used to paint them, and every time I hear a goldfinch, it reminds me of my dad. The good dad, not the negative dad, not the abusive dad, but the good part of my dad, you know, the times where he wasn't angry and wanting to hurt, and he wasn't drunk. And for the first time I thought, oh wow, I felt a presence. Something was trying to give me a sign. And in my mind I started to say, okay, I explore this now. Because we haven't had any signs for ages, not any real, beautiful, wonderful, calm, loving signs. I haven't anyway for ages. And then all of a sudden I went quiet again. And for some reason, inside my heart, which is my consciousness, it said, "Oh, Dad." And then I thought, what about Mum? What about Mam? I used to call her Mama. What about Mama? And all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, a robin flew right next to me, right on the grass. I turned and looked at me. Now, I've got this netting which stops mosquitoes from coming in, but I can still see out. And the robin can't see in because it just can't see in. It's got this netting, but I can see out. But it was still looking at me. It was turned and looked at me, and it must have lasted 5 minutes. The robin got closer, jumped onto one of the trees and come closer and just looked at me all the time. And I just smiled. And that was it. Got off the toilet and dressed up, had a shower, dressed up, just felt really positive. Felt like more connected than I've ever felt for a long time. So that was really nice. So I put a message up. Oh, as I was driving, somebody sent me a video saying, "Oh, listen to this guy. He said there's no such thing as a soul trap." And I kind of watched it and all that, and kind of half believed him and half not believed him, as we all have, some truth in there. But I wasn't. We was talking about remote viewing, and everybody seems to think that remote viewers are some kind of, I don't know, geniuses, or they seem to be taken seriously. And it's like, what are you talking about? I've been remote viewing since 38 years old. Do you actually know what remote viewing is? It's same as giving absent healing. It's just moving from your body, and as we all do through the night, and we can all do this. It's like, anyway, these people get put on pedestals, which is ridiculous. So I watched it, and something to do with blockchain. I'm like, what are you talking about? How can you put a blockchain and commerce together with soul trap? It's just ridiculous. Anyway, people are trying to sell anything, so it is what it is. So that said, I went. I've got a list of. I made some message cards, like angel cards. And I started from the first one. It's 51 of them. There's 51 and 41 of another. And they're in blue. And the first one I put up a few days ago. Then the second one. Then the third one. It was fourth today, the fourth one. So I scrolled down to the fourth one. And I read it. I read the message. And it said, "There is a beautiful pink around you today." And then I just thought, this morning, that beautiful pink in the sky, I've never seen anything like it for such a long time in a morning, or I may have done but never focused on it. And that wink that spirit gives us, that our family in the spirit world just winks at us. And for me, it felt like, I mean, I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know whether things are going to change for me personally and for all of us. When I think about me, I don't think about me personally. I think about all of us. Is there something that's just happened? Is something just happened? I don't know. I'm not into astrology. I don't know anything about numerology. I don't know. All I know is what's just happened. And is it a personal thing, or is it a thing for all of us who, I don't know. I never bullshit. I just tell it how it is. I don't know. But it felt really special. And I've never felt anything in my life that whenever some specials happened, it's never felt like it's for me. It's for others. So if I was ever given something wonderful, I want to give it to my friends. And this is like, it's just been like that since I was a kid. Eating a bunch of sweets on my own, there is no pleasure in that. But to go to my best friends and share the sweets and eat them together, that's the pleasure. So for me, when I experience something which might be a little bit profound in my life, I want to share that. Like the sweets, I want to share it with you and say, maybe there is, something more positive happened last night, through the night, and this morning. Maybe there is some, you know, a shift or a change. I don't like to use the word shift because things are moving all the time. Things are changing. The one thing that's constant is change. So, maybe it's just a lovely day for us. Maybe it's just a moment that we can still embrace the fact that there is a lot of love and there is a lot of spirit work and there's a lot of signs. And maybe it was just a bit of confirmation for you and I because we've been feeling a little bit down and almost lost to the degree that why is that darkness still, so overpowering everything, and we're not feeling the love and the joy, and we're just witnessing so much shit in this world right now, and so much darkness is coming through. It's nice to be able to share something with you this morning that I feel a shift in me. I feel a little bit more positive, a little bit happier for no reason. No reason. I feel like I want to smile. And I came in this morning to this place for my breakfast. I have breakfast here as much as I can just because I don't know why. I go from place to place. Sometimes I have breakfast at home or at work or just come out. But the girls in here were laughing. I never heard them laugh before. I've been here 3 years now. I've never heard them laugh this morning. And I heard them laughing. And they were all joking and laughing. I haven't heard laughter in 3 years. So, whether it is me, whether it is just coincidence, I don't know. All I can tell you is how I feel. So I just want to share that with you and share the love and that experience. And hopefully you can take this and go out today and see if you can experience something through the signs and the whispers and the gentle nudges and, just nice messages. And yeah, I think that's beautiful. So that's my little message this morning. And I just wanted to share that with you. It might not seem such a big thunderbolt and lightning strike, but these days, the little gentle messages and nudges are really important these days for me. Really important. So let's see where that takes us today. See where it takes me and see where it takes you. It's all good, which I hope to hold on to this feeling and navigate through the bullshit of what's going on in this world around us. Let's try and focus on a little bit of positivity today. Maybe just give the truth movement a rest. It would be nice to have a truth movement of the spirit world and how they watch us and protect us, but it doesn't seem that way these days. Everybody seems to be talking about a world of entrapment and using humans as a resource and feeding from us, and it's all evil. And I understand all of that. There isn't much joy these days for a lot of people, and it's heartache for many, and people are in wars, and people have lost family members through vaccines and bombings. And I get it. I understand that, and it's hard for us to find the joy because we'll feel guilty when other people are suffering. But you know what? I think we've suffered for everybody, and I think maybe maybe today is a good day to start giving a little bit more love and kindness and happiness and joy, instead of reinforcing the darkness and and the sadness and all of the things that are causing us to feel bad. So I think it's nice to, well, for me anyway, it's nice to be able to have a change and feel a bit happier and more joyful, even though there's a pull and push. Should we be joyful when so many people are suffering? But yeah, I mean, I think I've shared my suffering enough with everybody, so it's nice to see a little bit of joy. So yeah, I'm wishing you a lovely day, whatever you're doing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get off now. I'm wishing you all a lovely day. This place is called Art Bakery, and it's beautiful. Oh, a big shout out to everybody who became a pure energy healer this week. Everybody who took the initiative and jumped in to learn 4 days of pure energy healing. It's definitely a miracle 4 days, and you'll love it. You'll love it. Take the course, enjoy it, and yeah, I'm jealous. I get jealous. I remember the start of my healing path, my healing career, my healing journey, learning how to heal. That was the, gosh, most beautiful period of my life. Learning how to heal others, learning the power that's within us. Wow, imagine learning the power that's within you. It's such a shock. We're being told that we're nothing, we're nobody, we're just walking, talking humans that should just eat, sleep, drink, and work. And when you realise that you're far more than that, that the power that lies within you is ultimately, it can heal so much. When you realise that in the beginning, it's incredible. After a few years, it becomes like normal. You know, you just do the work, and it's not really you get excited per se anymore. It's just, oh, that's how it works. This is normal. So I never used to get excited about people saying, oh, so and so's better now, her back's fixed, and what did you do? And it's like, it's you know, oh my God, the cancer's gone down. Oh my God, how did that happen? She went for a scan and it's nearly gone. Well, it's just what it is, what it does, you know. So over time, you kind of get used to it, but at the beginning, it's like passing your driving test. Mr. Bajerski, I'm happy to tell you that you have now passed your driving test. You are now able to drive your car. You got out of the car, and I'm banging my head against the seat with so much excitement. And now I was free to drive anywhere in the world in this little tiny car that I had. You can't imagine the feeling, that feeling that comes over you, that now you don't have to walk, you know, to your friends, or you have to walk to, you can drive anywhere, you can go anywhere, you don't need to take a bus. That feeling is so beautiful. That freedom feeling is so beautiful. And you know, we need to bring that back again. We need to get that freedom and that magic back again. And today was a great start for me. So welcome, pure energy healers, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. Fantastic. I hope you're enjoying the course online, interactive, beautiful course with videos. I hope you're enjoying it. And I did ask, please keep the price at the same price, but it will be changed shortly, so I don't know when, which is great. People have taken advantage of it. I don't know how many, but I know a lot, so that's good. If I could talk to the animals. beautiful birds around today. I can hear them all. So I sing back to them. I can hear a sounds like a parrot. So I'm wishing you a lovely day, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to head off to work and I'm inspired to do some videos today, so some positive videos. Inspired. Maybe I should do some, like sometimes I think I'm going to go to Bali and just sit. I'm going to stay there for 3 months and just sit down and write a book. I have so many stories of being a healer and a reader and sitting down with thousands of people and listening to their stories, and phenomenal stories that are really, when you think about it, I know I don't say this enough, but it's really scientific based. It's really on a science base, even though I can't stand science. It's based on on reality and a science kind of energy. Like for instance, okay, so there's this argument to whether the soul is a singular, and it's like it isn't a singular. There's no way a singular. It is everything. It manifests to however it wants and to however parts. However many parts it is. So you're a soul. You can spread yourself in many different places at once. Your soul isn't, bound by a capture of something. You are the ether. You're everything, and you can expand, and you can be anything at anywhere at any given moment. So how would I use one of the scientific studies, which was a client. I'll give you an example. Okay, I remember, I can give you loads, but I'm just recalling one lady. So a beautiful lady came to me for a reading. She never said anything, and she sat down, and she was lovely, ginger hair, beautiful blue eyes, gorgeous lady, but very sad. I started reading for her, and I could feel this overwhelming suffering, really awful. And it was weird. I was encountering, as I was reading for her, a moment of her passing. Now I never look at things like that or want to. I never see death. I only see life. And I used to tell my clients that I don't look at when you're going to die. It's bullshit. But at this particular point, I saw like I thought was her life ending, and it was in a bed, and nobody was there. She was on her own, and it was really sad. And I said, I can see, you're moving home. Not now, but I can actually see you're in bed on your own. No partner, no family. You're just on your own, and this is really sad. Now, when you do these things, you don't just pull it out of thin air for no reason. There's always a reason for giving a message. So this message was from, I believe, her mum in spirit who'd been passed. So her mum was showing me to show her that this is what's going to happen if you don't change, or if something doesn't change. I was unsure what it was, but I said, I went to my ear and I said, it was something about my ear that I couldn't hear properly out of one ear. And she started crying. And when I'd finished, we went for a coffee, as I did with a lot of my clients. And she was very quiet about it, really quiet. And as we were sat drinking coffee, a phone rang and she looked very shocked. And she was like, and I said, oh, do you want me to go? She went, no, it's my sister. And I went, oh, okay, do you want me to go? She says, I better answer it. And she answered it and they started talking. I'm drinking my coffee, looking at people. I wasn't listening. I wasn't trying to listen. Anyway, she was crying. She was crying on the phone. It lasted about, I don't know, 20 minutes, the phone call. When it finished, it took her maybe 10 minutes to get round to, I don't know whether it was to absorb or understand what had just happened, but what she told me next was absolutely phenomenal. But we know this exists. We know these things happen. Her sister hadn't spoken to her for nearly 20 years. 20 years. Her sister had just rung her up and said that she had a dream that she saw her sister. Now, I didn't mention that they were twins. They were twins. Her sister had a dream at the same time as me giving a reading of her seeing her sister dying in a bed. And her sister said, I needed to ring you up because I just didn't want, I thought you were going to die. I thought you were dying. And I just needed to ring you because I just wanted you to know. I didn't want you to die without me telling you I love you. And that's why she was crying. And she mentioned her mother being the catalyst of this. She said she felt an overwhelming feeling that my mum was telling me this. So, and she said, oh, by the way, my sister hurt her eardrum, damaged her eardrum, so she can't hear out of this ear. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it wasn't you, it was your sister I was looking at. She said, yeah, you were looking at my sister. And she says, when I sat down, I was thinking about my sister and that I should ring her because I don't want her to die alone. I think the point being, that story, it might not sound significant to you, but to me it was like, friggin' hell. At the same time your mum was giving me the information to share and with you, at the same time the same information was given to your sister, your twin sister. These are moments where you sit down and you reflect on these things for days, weeks, sometimes months, and you say, how can their mother be with me and at the same time be with her sister? The only explanation is that your soul can be at two places or 3 or 100 whenever it wants, when you are in your home world, when you are in your spirit. And you are the spirit inside this body, and you can be at 2 or 3 places at once. It's just that we've never been taught this. So if we don't know it exists, we don't believe it exists, then we can't create that. So it's just a story I wanted to share. which for me, one of hundreds of stories I could share that support the fact that the soul isn't singular. And I often say that the way I always look at it is that there is an ocean that we come from, and when we find our way back to that ocean, we become part of all of the ocean. And when we decide to leave the ocean as a single drop, we become singular to that ocean, but we are still part of the ocean, and we are still infinite. Even at a drop, we are infinite, and we still connected to the ocean. So we can be anywhere at any time, and we can attune to that ocean and feel the presence of that ocean, and know and take from that ocean's wisdom and knowledge. But most of us have been severed from that. Most of us have been hijacked. Most of us have been dumbed down, belittled, laughed at, mocked, ridiculed, poisoned, so that we don't tap into the ocean that we're from. But sometimes, just sometimes, we do, through meditation, through just by accident. It just happens at a moment of perfect energy where you are. It could be a ley line, it could be a church, it doesn't matter where it is. Church is just a building, but underneath is what's important. That's why by sitting next to a tree, you get the frequency and energy that then brings you closer to your ocean. That's Mother Earth is a vessel to help us connect to our home world, our ocean. Anyway, me just waffling on a bit. I'm wishing you a lovely day wherever you are, and yeah, may all the love and healing thoughts and this wonderful feeling I have, may it touch you today if you're watching this now. I know it's corny and people say it all the time, but I honestly mean that. I hope you feel my love today, and I hope you feel the miracles and joy that I feel right now, and may it last for a long time. Have a great day. Bye for now.